Good afternoon, everyone. I, CS Meghal Mehta, welcome you all to the 11th Annual General Meeting of your company, Suumaya Industries Limited, formerly known as Suumaya Lifestyle Limited, being held through video conferencing as permitted by SEBI and MCA. Members, please note that in compliance with the provisions of Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations, and as per the recent circular by the Ministry, your company has appointed CDSL as the depository to provide facilities to join the meeting through video conferencing and facilitate e-voting. The remote e-voting period was open for 3 days from Tuesday 27 September 2022 from 9 a.m. to Thursday 29 September 2022 until 5 p.m. IST. Now, before we commence, I would like to take you through certain points regarding participation in the meeting. The members have been provided with the facility to join the meeting through video conferencing and for e-voting by CDSL. Since the AGM is being held electronically, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed with, and the requirement for appointing the proxy is not applicable. The facility of joining the AGM through video conferencing is being made available to the members on first-come, first-served basis. All the members joining this meeting are by default placed on mute mode to avoid any background noise, disturbance, and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Please be noted that we have not received any requests from any shareholders to speak at the AGM. During the meeting, if the members face any technical issue, they may call the helpline number of CDSL as mentioned in the notice of the AGM. Please note that as per the requirements, the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded. I am informed that Chairman with other directors are attending this meeting from their respective locations through video conferencing. I now request the directors to switch on their videos, and I shall now introduce them to you all. Mr. Ushik Gala, Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Mr. Sejal Doshi, Non-Executive Director and Chairman of the Stakeholders Relationship Committee. Mr. Deepak Jain, Non-Executive Director. Mr. Sharad Jain, Independent Director and Chairman of the Audit Committee. Mr. Satish Khimawat, Independent Director and Chairman of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Mr. Ishtiaq Ali, Independent Director. Ms. Archana Chirabawala, Additional Independent Director and Proposed Independent Director with effect from 6th September 2022. I am also informed that Dr. Sujata Singhi, Additional Director of the company and proposed to be appointed as the Independent Director at the AGM, is unavailable due to personal exigencies. We also have Mr. Sunil Kumar Sharma, Joint Company Secretary and Compliance Officer of the company. We also have the representatives of the Statutory Auditor, Nayak Mehta and Company, and representatives of our Secretarial Auditor, Vinod Kothari and Company. Mr. Rinkesh Gala from Rinkesh Gala and Associates, Practicing Company Secretaries, is also attending this AGM through video conference. He is the scrutinizer to the e-voting. Now, I present to you the story of a company's unstoppable growth. May I now request the moderator to please play the AV.
When the zeal to excel is unbeatable, that is what we become, unstoppable. Holding on to that value, Suumaya Industries Limited excelled yet another year with innovation still at the heart of everything we do. Our fundamental venture of textiles and fabric sets us apart in the Indian and global textile industry. We exercise high professionalism to ensure the sourcing of the optimal quality textile and fabric from the miller to the end consumer. This hold on the pulse of the Indian textile market has strengthened our vertical for women fashion apparel in Indian ethnic wear. In our agriculture vertical, we enabled a robust, systematic framework for a dependable agro-value supply chain. With our efficient sourcing and distribution of locally produced crops and foods, we implement seed to fork mission to its true meaning. We identified gaps in the infrastructure of a country and aligned it with our strengths, providing end-to-end supply chain solutions to our manufacturing industries in procurement of PVCs and polymers. With Suvidham, we carried the mission of impacting lives where it matters the most. We implemented this by establishing local franchisee partners for fulfilling daily essentials. We provided them goods, the skills, the money, and the means of technology, and enabling them to be the part of digital India. Staying true to our unstoppable growth trajectory, we have embraced an AI-powered logistics and mobility solution, Trans, designed to simplify shipments and tracking for businesses. With multiple verticals and a strong mission to be unstoppable, Suumaya thrives and establishes its empire. And the sole credit goes to a team of brilliant minds, strong shoulders, and passionate people who are not just a family but a new age conglomerate. And that shows well in our annual report of 2022 that registered a top line of Rs 12,822.59 crores. The feather in the crown is the net profit after tax with Rs 872.56 crores. Suumaya, yet again, held on its promise to its stakeholders and team alike. Our foot rooted in the soil, eyes on the horizon. We stay on this journey of growth stronger than ever.
Thank you. Now I request the Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Ushik Gala, to take the proceedings of the meeting forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, Ushik Gala, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, attending this meeting through video conferencing. On behalf of Board of Directors, I extend a hearty welcome to all my shareholders and the invitees to the 11th AGM of the company. I thank you all for participating in today's meeting and sincerely wish that you and in your family are safe and healthy. I am informed that requisite quorum of AGM is present, so I call this meeting to order. I take immense pride in announcing Suumaya's performance and vision this year. Our strategy for next year is designed to capitalize on exponential development towards a revolutionary future. The company's future is marked with ambitious venture in industries like agro supply chain, retail, textiles, and logistics, each designed to influence the market. Suumaya aims to deliver effective solutions that simplifies life and make comfort affordable. The break of the new era of Suumaya's journey is one of the history books. This new point summarizes the company's strength in just one word: unstoppable. Our newfound product lens has changed the way we embody setback instead of letting them disintegrate our present. We use the learnings to mold a better future. We are restructuring and refurbishing our business strategies to fashion a permanent bulletproof vest. Suumaya has developed an incredible and actionable plan to expand our footprint and advance the business under various avenues. The company is set to keep the shareholders' best interest in mind and shape the decision that benefit us fundamentally. Suumaya's transition into the unstoppable epoch is lined with surpassing expectation and riding the highest waves. The integration of firm's financial and global business plan in building future that will strive through every challenge. This year has been tumultuously yet financially promising for Suumaya Industries. We closely watched the market condition to respond accordingly throughout the fiscal year. The result was a fruitful yield to add a strong balance sheet. When the economy saw a slowdown and a drop in demand owed to the uncertainties for the returning pandemic and the glooming war, Sumaya shifted its focus to betterment of its employees and human relations. Sumaya has successfully given a reputable turnover of 12,822.59 crores over the financial year. The EBITDA margin reached a praiseworthy 8.11%. The true success was dictated by the fact the net profit after tax turned out to be 872.56 crores. Over the year, we have increased our share value and showcased a diluted EPS of 269 rupees. The strong financial condition of Sumaya unfailingly provides satisfaction to its stakeholder and team alike. On behalf of Board of Directors, I would like to thank you, our shareholders, government, auditors, employees, and other stakeholders for your trust, support, and confidence in Sumaya Industries Limited. We are optimistic that our initiatives in this direction will enhance revenues and hence value in the hand of all those associated with our company. We are grateful to our stakeholders for ushering in trust, support, and encouragement since the beginning of our journey. With transformation in our constitution of being a listed entity, we expect to receive the same faith and reliance from you as we move ahead to redefine the logistics supply chain service sector in India. I would like to conclude my speech with a small shairi that our independent director Mr. Ishtiyaq Ali always inspires with. मंजिल मिले ना मिले इसका गम नहीं, मंजिल के जुस्तजू में मेरा कारवा तो है. I now request CS Meghal Mehta to proceed and explain the process of voting on the resolution in the meeting.
Thank you, sir. With your permission, I will take the notice of the 11th Annual General Meeting and Board's report as on 31st March 2022, which was circulated to the shareholders as read. There are 2 ordinary businesses and 3 special business items that were pre-circulated in the notice of the 11th Annual General Meeting to the members' registered email IDs available in the records and are taken as read in this meeting. All the resolutions read along with explanatory statement are placed before the members through remote e-voting. I now will take you through the gist of the resolutions put forward for voting. Ordinary business items are as under. Item number 1, to consider and adopt the standalone and consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022, together with the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. Item number 2, to reappoint Mr. Deepak Jain, non-executive director, who retires by rotation as directors in terms of Section 152, subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013. Special business items are as under. Alteration of the memorandum of associations of the company by change in the object clause. To appoint Ms. Archana Chirawawala as non-executive independent director of the company. And item number 5, to appoint Dr. Sujata Singhi as the non-executive independent director of the company. The secretarial auditor's report for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 do not contain any qualifications, observations, adverse comments, thus are not required to be read. With your permission, I will take these reports of the secretarial auditors as read. The statutory auditors have expressed a qualified opinion on the standalone and consolidated audited financial statement for year ended March 31, 2022. The summary along with the reply of the management is read as follows. First, we start with the qualifications on the standalone financial statements. Qualification number 1. Sumaya Industries Limited assigned its receivables of INR 7,251 crores and payables of 5,632.79 crores. Net receivables of 1,618 crores to a non-banking finance company as on 31st March 2022 on a non-recourse basis, for which NBFC will charge SIL 0.5% of the net receivables. However, the net worth of the said NBFC as per the audited financial statement as on 31st March 21 was INR 6.85 crores. There has been no expected credit loss provision created as per Ind AS 109 regarding such assignment based on the above stated figures. Accordingly, we are unable to comment on the above assignment and consequential impact on standalone financial statements. The management reply to the said qualification is as under. The management believes that the company will be able to cover most of the portion of the net receivables of 1,618 crores in the next 6 months, that is within 180 days from the date of assignment to the NBFC. With respect to the expected credit loss for the assignment of portfolio, the company had just assigned the same and was not in a position to assess the loss at such an early stage. There will be no significant impact on standalone financial statements of the company. As per the assignment agreement, if any vendor or customer defaults, the same shall be impacted in the NBFC books and not in the company's books. And they are responsible to recover the debt. Towards this assignment, we've agreed to pay the consideration. Considering the above, the vendors and customers' credit worthiness will not be impacted to us. Overall, the responsibility shall be diverted to the NBFC. Qualification number 2. According to SA 505 external confirmation and SA 501 audit evidence issued by the ICAI, balances with respect to trade receivables and trade payables for validating sales and purchase transaction and outstanding balances during the year are subject to confirmation. Accordingly, we sent the confirmation to 29 vendors and customers for confirming closing balances amounting to INR 846.32 crores, out of which INR 622 crores pertains to group companies, and transactions, net sales and net purchases amounting to INR 12,062 crores, out of which INR 1,563 crore pertains to the group companies during the financial year 21-22. However, we have not received sufficient and appropriate confirmation from 13 parties for confirming balances amounting to INR 24.73 crores and transactions amounting to INR 2,434.67 crores. Hence, we are unable to comment on the completeness and valuation of these balances in respect of the year ended March 31-22. Management response. With respect to trade receivables and trade payables, the auditor had been provided the confirmation from significant parties, including 16 vendors and customers, for confirming closing balances during FY 21-22. It was difficult to get confirmation from remaining parties for the closing balances amounting to INR 24.73 crores. Considering the business model of the company transacting on ex-warehouse basis, which also is not a significant figure. Qualification number 3. According to the information and explanation given to us based on the audit, the company is carrying significant balance as trade receivables, including amounts outstanding from earlier accounting period amounting to INR 56.83 crores, which are outstanding for a period of over 180 days as on 31st March 22. Management represented that it has not created any expected credit loss provision in relation to recoverability of such debts after assessing the impact and status of such receivables. The management needs to estimate the recoverability of the individual receivables with reference to the aging profile, historical payment pattern, and the past records of the customer vendor, and makes provision against the same with reference to the receivable amount. Management response. The management has estimated recoverability of individual receivables with reference to the aging profile, historical payment pattern, and past record of the customer. Accordingly, the management believes that the company will be able to recover the receivables, including amounts outstanding from earlier accounting periods amounting to INR 56.83 crores, which are outstanding for a period of 180 days and above, as on 31 March 22. Therefore, expected credit loss provision was not created. The company is obtaining balance confirmations frequently from customers. There is no dispute with the customers. Due to COVID impact, there is a slow movement in receivables, but those are not disputed. We are expecting that those will be realized soon. Qualification number 4. Company's business model majorly was to make purchase from a vendor on ex-warehouse terms, and the same goods were sold to the customer on pick from warehouse terms. Hence, we are not able to obtain any audit evidence except bill of supply. Hence, we are unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence to verify such ex-warehouse transaction and assess their consequential impact on the financial results as at end for the financial year March 31, 2022. Management's reply. Considering the company's business model, bill of supply is sufficient documentary evidence to verify the ex-warehouse transactions. Also, the traders were confirmed in regular GST returns filed by us and filed by our respective customers and vendors. Qualification number 5. The company has carried out majority of its trades from third-party warehouses and on ex-warehouse basis, wherein the movement is conducted by the last party to the sale. Hence, we are unable to conduct physical stock verification procedures or obtain third-party warehouse confirmations for performing audit procedures and inventory. Management reply. Considering the company's business model, majority of its trade were carried from third-party warehouses on ex-warehouse basis. Accordingly, majority of the goods were held at third-party warehouses, leading to a limitation of conducting physical stock verification. Now I take you all through the qualifications on the consolidated financial statements. Qualification number 1. Suumaya Industries Limited at a consolidated level has assigned its receivable of INR 12,951 crores and payables of 12,574 crores, net receivables amounting to 376 crores to a non-banking finance company during the financial year 21-22 on a non-recourse basis. However, the net worth of the said NBFC as per the audited financial statement as on March 31-21 was INR 6.85 crores. There has been no expected credit loss provision created as per Ind AS 109 regarding such assignment based on the above stated figures. Accordingly, we are unable to comment on the above assignment and the consequential impact on the consolidated financial statements. Management's reply. The management believes that the company will be able to recover most of the portion of the net receivable of rupees 376.56 crores in the next 6 months, that is within 180 days from the date of assignment to the NBFC. With respect to expected credit loss for assignment of portfolio, the company had just assigned the same and was not in a position to assess the loss at such an early stage. There will be no significant impact on the consolidated financial statement of the company. As per the assignment agreement, if any vendor or customer defaults, the same shall be impacted in the books of the NBFC and not in the books of the company. And they are responsible for the recovery of the debt towards this assignment, and we have agreed to pay the consideration. Considering the above, the customers' vendors' creditworthiness will not be impacted to us. Overall, the responsibility shall be diverted to the NBFC. Qualification number 2. According to SA 505, external confirmation, and SA 501, audit evidence issued by the ICAI, balances with respect to trade receivables and trade payables for validating sales and purchase transactions and outstanding balances during the year are subject to confirmation. Accordingly, we send the confirmations to 26 external vendors and customers for confirming closing balances amounting to 224.05 crores and transactions, net sales and net purchase amounting to INR 10,498.95 crores during FY 21-22. However, we have not received sufficient and appropriate confirmation from 13 parties confirming closing balances amounting to 24.73 crores and transactions amounting to INR 2,434.67 crores. Hence, we are unable to comment on the completeness and the valuation of these balances in respect of the year ended 31st March 22. Management response. With respect to trade receivables and trade payables, the auditors had been provided the confirmation from significant parties, including 13 vendors and customers, for confirming closing balances during financial year 21-22. It was difficult to get confirmation from remaining parties for the closing balances amounting to INR 24.73 crores. Considering the business model of the company transacting on ex-warehouse basis, which is not significant also. Qualification number 3. According to the information and explanation given to us and based on the audit, the company is significant balances in the financial trade statements as trade receivables, including amount outstanding from earlier accounting periods, which are outstanding for over a period of 180 days as on March 31, 22. Management represented that it has not created any expected credit loss provision in relation to recoverability of such debts after assessing impact and status of such receivables. The management needs to estimate the recoverability of individual receivables with reference to aging profile, historical payment, and past record of the customer's vendor and makes provision against the same with reference to recoverable amount. Management response. The management has estimated the recoverability of the individual receivables with reference to aging profile, historical payment pattern, and past record of the customer. Accordingly, the management believes that company will be able to recover trade receivables including amount outstanding from the earlier accounting period, which are outstanding for a period over 180 days as on March 31, 22. Therefore, expected credit loss provision was not created. Company is obtaining balance confirmations frequently from customers. There is no dispute with the customers. Due to COVID impact, there is a slow movement in receivables, but those are not disputed. And we are expecting that those will be realized soon. Qualification number 4. Company's business model majorly was to make a purchase from vendor on a ex-warehouse terms, and the same goods were sold to the customers on pick from warehouse terms, wherein we are unable to obtain any other audit evidence except for bill of supply. Hence, we were unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence to verify such ex-warehouse transactions and assess their consequential impact on the financial results as at end of the year ended March 31, 22. Management reply: considering the company's business model, bill of supply is the sufficient documentary evidence to verify ex-warehouse transactions. Also, the traders were confirmed in regular GST returns filed by us and filed by our customers and vendors respectively. Qualification number 5. The company has carried out majority of its trade from third-party warehouses on an ex-warehouse basis, wherein the movement is conducted by the last party to sale. Hence, we are unable to conduct physical stock verification procedures or obtain any third-party warehouse confirmations for performing audit procedure around inventory. Considering the management's reply, considering the company's business model, majority of its trades were carried from third-party warehouses on an ex-warehouse basis. Accordingly, majority of the goods were held at third-party warehouses, leading to a limitation for conducting physical stock verification. This brings an end to the qualifications in the audit report for the financial year 31st March 2022. Now, I shall take the proceedings of the meeting forward. Members, please note that Mr. Rinkesh Gala from MS Rinkesh Gala and Associates is appointed as scrutinizer to scrutinize the voting process through remote e-voting and e-voting at the meeting in a fair and transparent manner. The documents as required under the Companies Act 2013 have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their request to registered email ID, that is sil.cs@suumaya.com. Since this AGM is held through video conferencing, the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening the AGM have already been put to voting through remote e-voting, and the facility of voting is also available at the AGM. The process for proposing and seconding the resolutions is not applicable. The members who have not casted their votes on the resolutions as mentioned in the notice by remote e-voting prior to the AGM are provided facility to cast their votes through remote e-voting system available on the voting page of CDSL during the AGM. Now, I request the moderator to activate the e-voting window to enable the members attending the AGM and who have not cast their votes by remote e-voting to cast their votes. During the meeting, the window for electronic voting shall remain open for 15 minutes post conclusion of the meeting. Now, I will request the chairman to continue with the proceedings of the meeting.
Now to proceed further, it is to be noted that the scrutinizer, after the conclusion of the voting at the AGM, shall count the vote cast at the meeting and also unblock the votes cast through remote e-voting. The scrutinizer shall prepare a consolidated report of the vote cast in favor and against. The combined result of remote e-voting and e-voting at AGM will be communicated to stock exchanges within 48 hours of the close of this meeting. The members are further requested to note that the result declared along with scrutinizer's report shall be placed on company's website and on the website of stock exchange. Before I conclude, I would like express my sincere appreciation to our valued members, bankers, and all stakeholders for their continued contribution, faith, trust, encouragement, and support to the company to reach the new heights. I thank all my colleagues and the board for their continuous guidance and support. I also convey my heartfelt gratitude to the management, my very dedicated employees, business associates for their determination and hard work towards achieving the desired goal and growth of the company. With your consent, I and other board members would like to sign off and conclude this 11th annual general meeting. We wish all shareholders and their families a very good health. Be safe. Thank you for attending the 11th annual general meeting of your company.